Halo guys, selamat siang. Saya sekarang sedang di mangrove di Tahura, Ngurah Rai bersama Ibu Menteri Vivian, Menteri Lingkungan Hidup Belanda, dan juga Sekretari Minister atau Wamennya Kanada untuk parlemen, dan peserta G20. Saya ingin wawancara dengan Ibu Vivian dulu. Minister, what do you think about this mangrove?
I think it is very, very impressive. It's beautifully beautiful to go through it by boat.
Yeah.
It's a unique experience. I've never done anything like this before, and it's very good that Indonesia is also making sure that the mangroves are being maintained and are being cherished, because they are very important also when it comes to carbon.
Yeah.
Storage. You mentioned earlier that they store a lot, and it's so important for all of us to pay attention to the environment, and I'm really happy to see that this is also very important to Indonesia.
Any suggestion apart from that, how we can look after our more than 3 million hectares of our mangrove?
Well, I think that they have a lot of probably a good lot of information from you, as you are an expert in water and soil management. Of course, in the Netherlands, we try to keep the water out of the land as much as we can, because we have too much water. So we do a lot of water management. And what would be a good idea is to exchange information between the countries of what it is that you do to manage the water, and to manage the soil, and to manage the nature, and what it is that we do in the Netherlands. So I'm hoping that we might have a nice exchange in that.
So considering the importance of mangrove for climate change mitigation and adaptation,
Yes.
what do you think we do need to talk at the international level, especially in the UNFCCC Conference of Parties?
It's very important to keep on talking to each other, because every country needs to take their responsibility. And being from a country that is quite small but really innovative, I think that everyone has to play their part in contributing to making sure that we give the world to next generations in a very good way.
All right, thank you, Minister. Peter, what about Canada?
Oh, Canada. Well,
Do you have any mangrove in Canada?
we don't have mangroves in Canada, but we have very large forests. And as the minister from the Netherlands mentioned, we have to work together to protect our forests, both for storing carbon, but also for biodiversity. Indonesia is one of the most biodiverse countries on Earth. And you have such a beautiful natural heritage that I've been able to experience over the last week, and I want to thank you. And I want to thank Indonesia for all that you are doing on climate change, on biodiversity preservation. Look at these beautiful trees. They're storing carbon. They are the nursery for very small fish to ensure that your fisheries are healthy. And so I will just repeat the minister from the Netherlands' message that we only have one planet, this one lifeboat that we're all on together. We need to work together to care for it and to.
Any potential, trilateral collaboration between Indonesia, Canada, and Netherlands?
Let's
Triple handshake. Yeah, thank you.
We've got a deal, but we need to work together, and we look forward to welcoming you to Montreal for the Biodiversity Convention. Canada is having the meeting on our soil. It is chaired by by China. But we have these global targets, as you know, 30% of our land and water mass by 2030, and the only way we can meet it is by working together. So thank you for your message, Minister, and thank you for your hospitality. The Indonesians are just wonderfully friendly people.
Thank you.
Canadians, like the Netherlands. Terima kasih.
We're gonna have CBD convention, right? Can you tell us about how we can consider this kind of mangrove ecosystem in the convention of CBD?
So,
Please introduce yourself first.
So I'm David Cooper, the Deputy Executive Secretary of the Convention on Biological Diversity. We're looking forward to COP15, which is going to take place in Montreal later this year, under the presidency of China,
Yeah.
and due to adopt a global plan for the next 10 years and beyond, with a number of goals to reduce extinctions, to maximize the benefits of nature for people, and to mobilize the resources we need to do all that. Mangroves are a great example because they harbour a lot of biodiversity.
Yeah.
As the Minister from Canada just mentioned, they harbour also fish, nurseries for fish. They store carbon and they protect the coastline.
Yes, absolutely.
So not only are they contributing to what we need to do to protect our biodiversity, they're also helping us adapt to climate change as well as reducing the impacts of climate change.
So the huge, numerous functions of mangrove. Yeah.
Yes.
And we've seen, I think, a lot of progress in recent years here in Indonesia in terms of on protecting the mangroves and also restoring them where they've been lost. We also see a lot of work happening in reducing rates of deforestation, in restoring forests, and in protecting fisheries. So I want to congratulate also Indonesia on the brilliant work biodiversity in the sea and on the land.
Thank you, sir. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Catherine Stewart and I'm Canada's ambassador for climate change.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think about this mangrove in
I
terms of
think
climate
this-
change mitigation and adaptation? Then?
First of all, thank you very much for the invitation to be here and for hosting the G20 and for offering us the opportunity to come and visit one of your mangroves.
Yeah.
It's just so apparent the value of preserving and protecting this space as it is such a valuable carbon sink, which is taking carbon out of the atmosphere, which is ultimately what we are all striving to do in order to help reverse climate change. Really appreciate this opportunity to see this up close like this and to learn about Indonesia's efforts.
Thank you, Ambassador. Do you have planning, to work together at the international levels, to bring up, international or global awareness about the importance of mangrove, not only to protect the climate change, to do a mitigation and adaptation, but also financially how we can, channel, what we call it, climate finance, to protect our mangrove and so on.
Yes. Well, I'm very happy to talk about climate finance in this exact context because Canada channels its climate finance through multilateral banks, bilaterally as well. And I think this is an example of how our funds have been channeled through multilateral development banks in order to help rehabilitate and restore crisis mangrove. This is a prime example, and nature-based solutions are a priority for Canada and for many developed countries as we look to invest or provide support to developing countries through our climate finance.
Right, thank you, Ambassador. Demikian guys, interview singkat saya dengan Menteri dari Kanada, Ibu Menteri Lingkungan Hidupnya Belanda, Ambassador untuk Climate Change-nya Kanada, kemudian salah satu Deputy Director dari CBD Convention. Terima kasih guys, inilah penting mangrove dan semua sepakat bahwa mangrove penting untuk perubahan iklim. Thank you, sore, salam guys, semangat sehat dan sukses.
Lestari and sustainable.
Extremely sustainable. Okay.